Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit. In this video, I'm going to share with you my November 2022 eBay to Amazon income report. In a nutshell, what I do and what my team does is we source items like books, board games, DVDs, video games, electronics, home and beauty, all different types of items. We buy them off of ebay.com, the physical products. This isn't drop shipping. They come to my house. We open the boxes, inspect them. We list them, process them, price them, ship them to Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon. Amazon then receives it, stores it in their inventory, and essentially when it sells, they pick it, pack it, ship it, fulfill it, deal with customer service, and we get paid. So it's a really amazing opportunity because A, I'm able to source from home. B, I actually have a team who does it because I have a whole system and softwares I use, a whole process. And it's really cool because you can leverage this business by sending everything to Amazon and then they do all the work for you. And I think Amazon is an absolute genius for this because Amazon knows what's the most important thing to take care of customers, get products in customers' hands. But Amazon can't be the supplier and can't find all the inventory. So what do? They leverage third-party sellers like you and I to go out and find all the inventory. But what's the biggest issue with most small businesses is they end up getting bogged down by having to, process items and ship items and list items and take pictures and fulfill and answer emails and customer services and market and all that stuff. But the best thing is with Amazon FBA, they do it all, right? That's the sign for they do it all. And I love it. I think it's absolutely great. It's hard work. It takes patience. This isn't some get rich quick, even though everybody on the Facebook ads and YouTube ads are going to tell you that it takes 6 minutes to make six figures. It ain't realistic. It takes time. And, what I do eBay to Amazon isn't for a beginner. If you've never sold on Amazon, if you don't have an Amazon account, if you don't understand keeper charts and analyzing, and if you don't understand how to avoid an IP complaint or a counterfeit claim, or if you don't understand how to list and price and what the buy box is, you need to go through my free 5-day book selling workshop. Seriously. I was telling a friend the other day, I think it's one of the stupidest things ever for people who are new to Amazon, who don't have any business experience, to jump into online arbitrage. It's one of the quickest ways to lose money. And again, there's a lot of people selling courses and selling you dreams, but it's just unrealistic. I think the percentage of people who are new, who have success without already doing like books and flipping from thrift stores and garage sales is probably very low. Unless, again, you're just a nut job like me, or you go crazy and you're a fast learner, which isn't me. It takes me a while to catch on. So anyways, just want to put that disclaimer out there, but let's get into the video and let's break down my income. All right. So for the month of November, I sold 39,150 products, and I'm actually looking at my Instagram post with all my details here, so you can check this out as well. But I sold $39,150 in total sales, which is absolutely fantastic. On that, the fees came to $10,962. So when you sell on Amazon, there's all different types of fees that they're going to charge you. You can actually go into your analytics or your reports, and you could see this number exactly. But $10,962 is what they took for all their fees, which comes out to close to around like 28 to 30%. Product cost, this was the amount of money that I spent on all the products that I sold. So I sold like 1,026 items, a little over 1,000 items. And, my average buy cost was a little less than 15. I think it was like 14 or 15, somewhere in there. And, so that's what the total cost came to. So that was what I paid for the inventory that sold, right? Cost of goods sold, or COGS. Virtual assistants, I spent $2,000 on virtual assistants. So I have a couple VAs in my business who do mostly all the work. And someone actually left a comment on one of my posts saying like, you're misleading people saying you're working 3 to 5 hours. They need to know that you're not the only one doing it. Well, duh, that's why I put virtual assistants in here. I mean, what do you want me to do? Fly them out to your house and have them tell you everything I'm doing? I have VAs, but you don't need VAs when you're brand new and you're just getting started, right? You could do it all yourself. The thing is, when you hire VAs, the upside to it, once you train them, is they could do a lot of the work for you and you could save time. The downside is, even when they do become efficient, obviously they help make you money, but they are an expense and they do obviously bring down your cash flow. But for me, I have 2 full-time sourcers. I just hired a third. Big shout out to Kathleen. I also have a couple more VAs that help with repricing, stranded inventory, and also one that does all of my spreadsheets and breaks down all my analytics and profits and losses and all that stuff, right? I have a bunch of metrics that I track every single week. I spent $550 approximately on software. So that's like sourcing softwares, different softwares that help with like avoiding like IP complaints, softwares for listing, a whole bunch of different things. And then refunds. I had $836.37 in refunds, which isn't bad at all. I don't know what that comes out to, but that's a very low percentage out of 39,000, right? So 10% of 39,000 would be what, 3,900. So that's like 1/4 of that. So that's like 2.5%, which is extremely low. But I'll tell you guys right now, well, first off, if you're not in my free Facebook group, join it down below. There's 3,300 Amazon sellers in there. But one of the biggest complaints I always get from new sellers, and this was me as well, was, oh my gosh, like people just they can just complain and return things for no reason. And, I sold a new DVD for $50. They sent it back used and Amazon gave them their money back. It happens and it sucks. It's a write-off and it's part of the business. And, I'm looking at this number now and I'm like, $836, that stinks. There's probably, there's probably like 400 of that. That's probably in La La Land, which is like being disposed because it's destroyed or they sent it back new and used and it's not valuable, or I'll have to put it on eBay. But it's part of the business, right? There's going to be refunds. So if I minus off my total sales from my Amazon fees, product costs, virtual assistants, software, miscellaneous, refunds, that comes to $12,497 profit that I made in my business. This is crazy because I still remember when I got into my car accident a little over a year ago, and I was having like depression and anxiety, and my sales were at like, I don't know, like $5,000 or something on Amazon. I was just doing it on the side and having fun, flipping from thrift stores. And, I was selling on eBay and doing different things, nothing big. But I remember I was like, damn, I don't want to drive around all the place. Like now I'm freaked out and like paranoid on the road because I got smashed by a commercial truck. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And that's how I discovered this. Right. I didn't figure out this method. Like there was no YouTube videos about it. I had to make a million mistakes. And when I first started doing it, I was a complete moron doing everything wrong, but I'm just so grateful. Like I can't believe it that I've taken it to this place. Now, one thing that I do want to be 100% transparent about, and a lot of people, they have misconceptions when it comes to this. And there's a difference between sales. There's a difference between sales and profit. And there's a difference between sales, profit, and cash flow. Do you guys understand all the differences? Sales is just top of the line. Sales, that's all the money that's coming in, right? Profit is going to be all of your income minus your expenses, right? Your cost of goods, your virtual assistants, your Amazon fees, so on and so forth. And that's your profit, right? That's what I put right there. And then the last part of the equation is your cash flow, how much you actually paying yourself. Because one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is even though, I made $12,000 profit, I only paid myself around $4,000 over the last month because I'm investing money back in to the business, right? I'm buying more items. I'm trying to scale over what I'm selling because that's how you grow your sales. That's how you ultimately grow your profit. The more sales you make, considering that you keep a good turnover rate and you keep your profit margins and your ROI in line, that's how you're going to slowly build up what you're going to be able to ultimately take home. Because remember, sales minus expenses, you've got your profit, but then you also have to invest back into the business to keep buying items to maintain your sales. And you even have to go above and beyond to keep building up your inventory if you want to grow your sales, which that's why I tell people it takes a good 6 to 12 months to get things going. And I'd say if you really want to grow to like 6 figures and beyond, really 12 to 24 months. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but the upside to online arbitrage is you could automate a lot of it, right? You could use your capital to make money for you. The downside is the margins aren't going to be as high as going to a garage sale or a thrift store and finding a video game for $2 and selling it for, 75. You don't really have cash flow issues in that case because your COGS and, your expenses are so low. You're probably a one-man, one-woman show. You don't have VAs. You're doing it all yourself. But when you're doing something like I'm doing, there's a lot of money that's, moving around and, there's a team that I have to pay, which obviously brings the cash flow down. There's a a lot of money that's going in and out of products and softwares and different things like that. So I'm still building, I'm still growing. You know, I still have a lot of issues in my business, a lot of mistakes and different things that are going on. I could definitely share a couple with you because I wrote some notes down. I also earned a little over $1,600 that I put towards my profit because I had a business credit card that I had acquired. And if I spent $15,000, they gave me, I think it was a little over $1,000 or $1,200 in cash for hitting that. And that's one of the greatest things about doing this business. You're spending so much money. You can make money through, credit card hacking or, obviously like the cashback or also like the cashback portal, so on and so forth. So that was really nice right there. And also what I want to talk about is the time spent. I spent about 5 to 7 hours per week on the business. I didn't really spend a lot of time. This upcoming month, I have to spend a lot more time because I have some issues that are going on in my business, which I'm going to talk about. One of the biggest challenges this month was discovering that many of my processes and SOPs, standing operating procedures that I built for my team regarding sourcing and repricing were being neglected. And guess what? As much as it upset me to find out my team wasn't following the SOPs, guess whose fault it was? It was mine, because I don't have like a manager that manages every little part of the business. And even though there is someone like in a position, I just haven't gotten them to the point where they're actually taking responsibility for the outcomes. And, that's on me. It takes time to nurture these relationships, grow, share, put systems in place, make sure they follow the systems. So this month, I really need to fix some issues to improve my cash flow, my sell-through rate. We've been having some issues with some of the items we've been purchasing are kind of going against what I want, right? They're not terrible buys, but I'm like, I wouldn't buy that. We also have some systems in place to make sure we keep our stock in line and we don't overstock, which hurts your cash flow. Been some systems that are failing there. And again, it's my fault. So I really need to spend some more time and, manage those processes. Month over month, my sales and profit grew about 20% thanks to the fourth quarter, right? Sales are picking up. Also did some credit card hacks, which, helped improve the profit, a little bit. And, overall, I'm really happy with the progress I'm making, and I'm excited to hit 40K in sales, baby. I mean, I remember when I set this goal, this intention in January of 2022, I'm like, I'm at around 5K. I want to do 40. I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I knew that I could do it. And if other people can do it, then why can't I? If I can do it, why can't you? But realize it does take time, and it's definitely part of the process. And I would say my biggest win for this month, I'm kind of reading my notes, so I apologize for looking up and down, is I had my first 10K week in sales, baby. Whoo, 10K over the last 7 days. And for me, it's a huge accomplishment. I know there's a lot of people who are doing a lot more than I am, but you know what? I'm not comparing myself to anybody else but myself. I'm running my own race. You're running your own race. I'm looking in the mirror to be better than I was the day before, and you should do the same. Don't get discouraged by my results, just as like I'm telling myself I'm not going to get discouraged by these other people that I'm looking online doing 200,000 to 300,000 a month, or just ridiculous. Amazon Lit, if you guys don't follow him, he's a freaking maniac. I love that guy. He did like 300,000 in a day. I mean, you can't think like that. I mean, I don't even have a goal to get that big. I could care less. Like if I could make 10 to 20K profit and I could streamline it and I could keep doing my coaching and YouTube and real estate, I'm good. Like I just want to keep it nice and chill and easy. Like I don't want a warehouse. I would never want that type of life. For me personally, I'm not criticizing it, but that's the last thing I would ever want to do. I thought that I've been considering wholesale and different things, but if I did it, I would use a prep center, no warehouse. I can't deal with it with employees and all that. Not for me, but you got to choose what's best for you. So with that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some value out of this video. If you'd like to learn more, again, join my free Facebook group, join my free 5-day book selling workshop if you're new. If you're an Amazon seller and you're a bit more advanced and you have experience sourcing and you understand how to run the business, but maybe you're struggling to find inventory and maybe you don't want to do the traditional OA, the whole Nike Lego thing, because it is competitive. And a lot of those guys who are sharing big numbers, 200, 300,000, I'd really be shocked if, their margins were even half as mine, right? And I think there's pros and cons. We could talk about it because eBay to Amazon's a bit riskier in certain senses than someone who has invoices, and that's a whole nother story. But there's pros and cons to both. But a lot of times having big numbers doesn't mean anything. What are you actually profiting? What are you actually able to put back into your business? And what are you actually paying yourself? Those are the things that matter most. And with that being said, appreciate you all. Much love. and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.